Up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am super excited to be here with you all today and have wonderful guests that we're going to be talking with as we bring balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, as I even start, I want to make sure that if we're bringing some balance to your life, you and your family, make sure you know that it's because of wonderful guests like you see here today. We have Saskia and we also have Alease, and they are going to be sharing some significant information with you today. How are you, ladies?
Awesome. Great.
It's just a pleasure being on this show today. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that you are here. Alease, I'm glad you're here too. How are you?
Yay. I am great, awesome, and highly favored.
Oh, yeah. You know how people do that. They're like, hello, I'm blessed and highly favored of the Lord. And how are you? It's like, all right. So too blessed to be stressed. Right.
Yes.
And that's, believe it or not, those are affirmations to be able to call into existence some of the things that I know I believe in the word of God. And a lot of times the affirmations and different things that I hear people say really line up with some of the scriptures that I personally live by as my blueprint. Yes. So we call them affirmations, but they are affirming for me the word of God, you know? It's pretty interesting. But now tell us where are you located, Saskia?
Oh, I am located in the beautiful Chandler, Arizona, the best place to live and to be an entrepreneur.
Okay. I didn't even know that. That's great. What about you, Alease?
I'm in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes.
So we're right down the street from each other.
Yes, ma'am.
We need to connect and network with each other. I didn't even realize you were in Rock Hill.
Yes.
The people that's watching this from different countries are probably like, well, where this goes into like 100 countries. They're probably like, is this the United States that you're talking about?
Yes.
Listen, everybody, we wanted to give you a chance to grab your virtual seats. Let us know where you're visiting in from as well. And if you have questions and comments, we're going to be talking with these two guests today. And I want to give them a chance to let you know what you can expect to hear from each of them. So if you will, go ahead and start, Saskia, and tell everybody when your time is up, what they're going to be able to hear.
Oh, well, it's just a pleasure being here. Like I said, you're really going to get a little bit about my journey as a resilience ambassador and really how challenges really help shape my journey, right? So to do exactly what I'm doing today, to move from a chemical engineer to a trauma and resilience life coach and really help people overcome their adversities and become the best version of themselves. It really was from the heart posture I designed that wellness framework. So that's what I'll be sharing.
That's going to be neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's in the second half of today's broadcast. You're going to hear more from Saskia, and it's also her birthday. So put a lot of birthday shout outs and happy birthdays to her, and especially when she comes up in the second half of the show. So I'm excited about you being here, Saskia, and hearing how you transition from chemical engineer to being able to help with this resilience and overcoming trauma type of situation. So I can't wait to hear more from you. Alease, tell us what people can expect to hear from you.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to upstage that part, but look, I am a marketing strategist and I help coaches who are 45 and older market their coaching business online, because I understand how difficult it is. I understand the techie part. And sometimes a lot of coaches are full-time trying to build this coaching business on the side. I'm that person to help you do that. I am a 19-year educator. I was a college professor in marketing. So I love marketing. It's in my blood. And I want to share with people how I became what I'm doing now and how they can do the same thing.
What? Y'all know y'all are in for a wonderful treat today on the Kim Jacobs Show. So go ahead and put your seatbelts on, because we're going on a roller coaster ride with these two guests. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, you're going to hear more from Alease Michelle right after this break. We'll be right back, everyone. All right, let me go.
Why learn about health when you can experience it? Experience it in beautiful Florida in February 2024. Join us for 3 days of integrative and intensive health and healing education and empowerment with the expertise of the following Healthopedia author, speaker, and facilitators. The world-renowned homeopath and acupuncture physician, Dr. James Marinakis, 4-decade health coach and holistic nutritionist, Dr. Joe D. Bear, and others such as Kimberly Meredith, Dame Doria Cordova, Rex Sykes, Dr. Gary Sanchez, Jamie Kerr, Serena Brown-Travis, and more. Experience daily morning walking and yoga, interactive participation, panel discussions, and more for your own epiphany of health. Get your tickets now.
All right, everyone, we are back, and we are back with my special guest, Alease Michelle. In the first half of this broadcast, Alease, I want to make sure people know just a little bit about you and the fact that you're a seasoned coach that's dedicated to empowering coaches that are typically over the age of 45. We'll talk more about that. And you're passionate about maintaining authenticity while staying competitive and technologically relevant. I'm super excited to have you here today, and can't wait for us to deep dive into our discussion.
Yes, I am great and awesome. I'm so glad to be here, Kim. Everything is so wonderful. I haven't been on a interview in so long, so I'm so excited to be here and to just share and just, share with people my journey and how you can brand yourself, use what your expertise is, and be part of this whole online marketing world. So that's what I'm excited
let's
about.
Go ahead and let's do it. Talk to us. Why over the age of 45 are you specifically focusing on that age range?
Okay, so number one, I didn't start this whole journey until I was in my 40s anyway. And a lot of the women who come to me, who I guess I resonate with, are typically 40 or 45 and older. And so I know that a lot of times when we come online, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you see all of these young people who are just killing it online. And those of us who are a little bit more mature, we get a little bit intimidated, right? We're from that Gen X or boomer generation, and we were not familiar with this online. So we go online thinking that everything has to be, perfect, all in order, and all of that perfection that we were taught that we needed to be in corporate America really harms us online, and it stops us from moving forward. So I want to concentrate on that 45 and older to let them know that it's okay to make mistakes online. It's okay that you show the mistakes. That's part of what this whole social media thing is all about. And how do you incorporate that into your business and into your brand?
Okay, you said a mouthful right there, because even though I'm 53, I feel like I'm your audience, because I'm like, how are these young people? And even when you think about the fact that it's the type of content that gets all of this traffic, and I'm like, well, I must be like Betty Crocker or something. I'm over here talking about love, hugs, and kisses, and other people are like, let me show you the raw side of the real side and all of that. What am I missing here? But that attracts people,
Right.
So,
Well, I just want people to know that I'm 52 years old. So I've been at this game for a while. I've been here from the beginning of social media, and realize that, are you saying that I can just show up online and grow a business? What? I don't have to go knock on doors. I don't have to do well. So when the online world popped off, I was like really excited to get on. And I'm a shy person. I'm an introvert. So for
Oh,
me
you
to
are?
be doing, yeah, I'm a
I
major.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. So
So how do you help seasoned coaches refine their business skills to be able to find that niche? You know how we always are looking for that niche, that one niche market
that
type of
one
thing.
niche thing. I like
Right.
to start off and tell people, let's try everything. And I think that's what overwhelms people is like, let's try and see what sticks. Because I can just say, I've tried a little bit of everything. I did
Mhm.
not, where I started is not where I'm at right now. So
Yeah.
I had to experience a lot of different things. And I think if we look at it like a science project, like
Okay.
you test out things to see what works, and then you
Yeah.
come up with your final hypothesis of this is how you do something. Then I
Right.
think it relieves the stress that everything has to be perfect when you go online. And I let them know that although online and social media is huge, you can
Mhm.
really I say this because you knew, no one is going to see your stuff anyway. So let's try it out first while no one knows you. And then
Okay.
when people do find out who you are, you got your stuff together. So it's not like, they saw all the bloopers and failures in the beginning because no one even knew that you existed. Sometimes that helps, and sometimes that lets people like, oh, like, but I mean, it's true. No one knows who you are when you first start anyway. So that's just try it out and see what happens.
That's good. That's really good. So try everything. Somebody make note of that. Try everything when you're first starting out because you're doing it technically behind the scenes and nobody's scoping your errors, right? Or peeping your errors. I
Right.
love that. I love that advice. And what else do you think people should do from a discovering their niche perspective?
You know what? Finding where, looking at what you like, look at what you're attracted to, and then look at those people who are attracted to the same thing. Because if you like it and they are following the same people that you're following, that's part of your niche, right? And then you can just start to break down that niche a little further. Sometimes we just try to look at the whole landscape, and that's just overwhelming when you should just focus on what do I gravitate to? What do I like? What do I like other people doing? And then look at those people who are following that tribe to sort
Yeah.
of start to niche down.
I love this. I'm tagging people too because this is some good feedback, and it's incredible what you're saying. And so many people that I coach personally, this is stuff that I believe will be very helpful to them. Trying everything and don't worry about who's watching or anything because people don't know you yet, and being able to niche down by what was the second point you just made one more
But
time?
just niching down based off things that you are interested in. Like,
Based.
what are you looking at? What are you gravitating to? What is it about that person's platform? What they're saying? All those things are part of your niche. Then how do you incorporate that into your business?
Oh, okay. So things that are interesting to you personally, you want to go ahead and focus on some of those areas because first of all, it gives you excitement and motivation to do it. And then I'm adding other stuff. Are
I
you
know,
like,
no, that sounds
this is a good conversation.
great.
But then also it's going to attract the people that's interested in similar interests that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
Okay.
already know where your tribes are.
That's good. Okay, now what about people that are afraid? Let's talk about that for a few minutes because there are some people that are fearful of trying to implement anything when it
Anything.
comes to business coaching advice.
Like I was just mentioning to you, I am an introvert and
Okay.
I was afraid of everything. I was afraid of the way my voice sounded, right? I was afraid of how I would look. I would be afraid of if my hair is right, and I have a learning disability. I'm dyslexic. So some things I can't say, some words don't come out right. Sometimes my brain moves faster than my mouth. So I stutter and all these kind of things, right? And so I
I haven't heard
cannot
any of
be.
that.
Yeah, well, it's true. And even when I tell people when I was in college, I took a public speaking. I got a D in it. I barely passed public speaking. Okay, and then God had a different, he has jokes for you. And my first job was a corporate trainer with someone who failed public speaking. Right.
Right,
So
right.
that lets you know some other people have plans for you other than what your plans are. But what I like to tell people is online has so many different avenues. If you don't like video, then do podcasting, like do something audio based. But then if you don't feel like you like your voice, but you are a good writer or okay writer, then do blogging.
Mm.
There's so many different things that you can fall into, right? So I again like to look at people and say, tell me where are you comfortable at? Let's start there. I'm not going to put you somewhere that you're not comfortable doing first. We're going to start in the shallow water, right? We're going to start in the baby pool, and then we will work our way up into the big pool. And so
Okay.
I like to look at where you are right now. Let's work with you right there. And then let's move up to the next thing. And sometimes where you're comfortable at is okay. Again, as part of being a Generation X or a baby boomer, we're always taught to step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Push yourself, right? And sometimes you just don't feel like being pushed. Like I said, I'm 52 years old and I don't feel like being pushed right now. I want to work with where I'm in my genius. I want to work where it's comfortable. I don't want no extra wrinkles or stress happening on this body. I'm trying to look as young as possible, stay living longer. And I want to work with what I'm comfortable with. And so a lot of things that have helped me grow my business and help me be consistent is working in a area that I am at my best, in my genius zone.
Wow. Okay. These are like mind-blowing tips. Working within your own genius area where you are most comfortable. And these are tips you can go back and I have like a friend, Dr. Lotus. She says note takers are money makers. So make sure you go back and take these notes and apply them. Where are you comfortable starting within your business and making sure you do that? Now, what about those that are technologically challenged? Because there are a lot of people that just cannot get it together with this technology. It's too much.
Yes. I'm gonna be really honest with you on this. There's two things: either you have to learn it, or two, you have to hire someone. Okay, because technology is not going to stop. It's going to keep going. It's going to go past you. There's still some technology things like my phone. There's just basic things I know about my phone, basic enough that I can still work from it. That's all I need. Sometimes we just got to learn a little bit of things gradually, slowly, where it relates to what you're doing. Okay. So if you're trying to do a show like Kim, you might have to learn some of the basics, right? But then the other behind the scenes stuff, like the commercials in between and all the transitions, you might have to hire someone to do that. So those type of things, you can't be techie at everything. You can't be able to program and do graphics, and you cannot do that. You just have to let I'm always say work with where you are. Learn a little bit. It's all about personal development. We all need to be, getting better, but you can't be everything and do everything. So again, I say learn a little bit, hire for the other stuff.
That's some good advice. And make note of that if you all are coaching and you're training. I do a training on teaching people how to actually start their own virtual shows from scratch. So everything that you see here, I get the opportunity to go with you and a small group of individuals on a 6-week journey. And each week we talk about a different topic and we customize things for you to create your own show. So if that's something that is something that is of interest to you, which I do believe that all business owners and coaches should have some type of one-stop shop for people to find you and to be able to connect with you on a deeper level. I'm going to put this information up for you to.
Yeah, I agree. Those of you who are watching, I tell my coaches the same thing. You need to have a place to invite people to and to show them that you know what you know. And having a signature show is key to your brand. I think for any business, for a coach, for someone who has a small business that does service, you need some type of signature show that shows that you are an expert. So I agree, Kim is that person.
Well, y'all, girl, I didn't even pay you to say that.
I know,
I give you some later, right? Make sure you all take the training because it is a new group training coming up, and we only take about 5 students in those classes. So I'm going to put the contact information here if you're interested or would like to start in our next training session. All right. So Alease, now I know that there are some tips that you probably want to share here today, and it may not have been a question that I asked, what are some overall tips that you think would be helpful for those starting out in this venue?
In this field. So as a coach coaching other people, one of the things I like to tell people, the first thing you want to do is know your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? Once you know your purpose, what is your plan of action to get that purpose out and make an impact for people? The third thing is, what is the product that you want to share to get out to make money, generate income? The fourth thing is, how do you promote it? How do you get it out there? How do you show up? What platform are you going to do? And then how we're going to get paid, right? So I like to keep it, if you notice, they were all P's to make it all easy.
Oh, okay.
Those are my 5 P's. What is your purpose?
I didn't put it in as P's, so I didn't get it all wrong. Go ahead. I said, why are you doing what you're doing? So go ahead.
So your purpose, your plan, your product, your promotion, and how we're going to get paid.
Plan, promotion. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm just going to put, I'm putting all that I can over here. I'm doing
That's okay.
Promotion, plan, purpose, plan, promotion. What else?
Product.
This is good. And paid. I did hear that.
Paid.
There's no confusion about
that's how you get paid.
All right, so those are your P's that you promote. And Alease is sharing with us some epic advice for us to be able to just get better situated here. Purpose, why are you doing what you're doing? And planning, what impact do you, you know what? Forget it, I done typoed and everything.
That's okay. It's okay.
This is some good stuff. Like you said, no, everybody not watching around every country. Yes, I can go ahead and put it. What are you doing? Yo, doing right. At least you recognize the error of your ways, right?
Yes, and it's okay. You know, I'm like, oops, did I misspell that? Thank you for catching that. Right? Keep going.
I know one thing, it won't get edited. I'm not
right.
Now, I know also there are some fun facts about you, and I hear you enjoy some things like some collaging. Talk to us about that as well.
Before I became a coach, and this is probably really what my journey started at becoming a marketing strategist and a coach to other coaches and educators, is I am an artist, trained artist, master's in visual arts. And so my career as a professor teaching marketing, I had some ups and downs. I was a department chair. I got fired. You know, typically you say demoted. I got fired and then went being a full-time professor, which was the best decision. But in that journey, I decided to take up art. And so that was my mixed medium. I became an artist. I was doing a lot of collage work. I was doing commissions. I was being in galleries. And then one day my peers asked me, because we were all teaching in an art school, they asked me, Alease, how are you doing this? Like, we are teaching art and you're getting in galleries and you just started a year ago. You're getting on the cover of magazines. How are you doing this? And I told them it was based off internet. I use social media to promote myself and tell stories. And so when I would show up to an event, I would have people that are already there, ready to buy my work. And so that turned into me teaching my peers what I was doing online, okay? Which then turned to me teaching classes at the art college on branding and online marketing. So all of this, my love, which I just told you, do things that you're interested in, what you're comfortable in. God will make room for the next level for you. And that's what he did.
Wow. I mean, that's so God opened up the windows of opportunity for you just by something that you were using as just something that you thought, this is just a gift I have type of thing.
Right.
Unbelievable. And so how do other people tap into things that they think this is just a given, what I have going on in my life, but really it's something that could catapult them to the next level?
Right. Everything that we do, or something that you're really good at, somebody else wants to know how to do it as well. And I think sometimes just looking at where your gifts are, if you're a good cook, right? Show people how to cook certain things and then turn that into a recipe book, then turn that into a cooking show, turn that into interviewing other chefs in the Charlotte area. I mean, there are so many things around food. If you are good at that, that you can turn into some type of business. If you're good at speaking, you teach other people how to speak. If you're good at outlining speeches, all these type of things are different ways that you can monetize your gifts. And that's one of my gifts, are showing other people how to take what you love and make money from it, so that it doesn't become stressful, it doesn't feel like a job, and that now you can be consistent at doing it because this is something that you really like doing.
Do something that you're really good at doing and other people already compliment you on it. And I talk about that in my book, Extreme Balance Makeover, when I was NBC expert, talking to people about tips and strategies on balancing life. That is a big deal. Find out from your friends what they think you're good at, and then implement some of those initiatives and strategies that they share with you. Like, this is what I've come to you for advice about already, Kim, Alease, Saskia. This is stuff that I come to you for. Mackenzie's backstage, and thank you, Mackenzie. I put a comment in the thing in the private chat. I'm like, no, I really do. I reverse it. I need Mackenzie back there. So thank you for being here, Mackenzie, backstage with your baby in your lap, helping me. I really appreciate you. All right, let's see. Now, we've covered a lot. And again, you talked about you being an introvert and being shy yourself, and then kind of breaking free of your shell. How do you break free from something that is innate within you? The introvert is who you are, type of thing. It's a part of your makeup. How do you get away from your makeup a little bit to accomplish your goal?
Well, I have a therapist, and that's helped a lot. Especially during COVID and all of those things, being in the house during COVID was fine for me, right? But once I realized that I was choosing to be more in the house than being out, that could be an issue. And so I got a therapist who has really pushed me and said that, Alease, we cannot, you're going to be a recluse and you can't do this, and we need to move forward. So I say to people, get help. It doesn't have to be a therapist. You might need a coach. You might need a life coach. You might need you might need a marketing coach, a business coach, someone to push you just a little bit, but not push you so that you just give up, right? And that's what my therapist has helped me with. She's my life coach. She's more than a therapist now. She's a therapist and a life coach for me. And so when I get on the call with her, I am excited to share my growth with her. Like, what did she suggest me to do? And what did I implement? And then we talk about the results of that. And since having a therapist, honestly, guys, my business has doubled in income. My clients has income. My circle of friends has increased within 2 years of having a therapist. So I think if you are an introvert, if you are afraid, you have low confidence, then get help. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. I think as females, we think that we are supposed to be superwoman and that we can do all these things. I am not nobody's superwoman. I'm just not.
I admit, Wonder Woman. I have it on my wall over here. She's like, she did. She blocking
things, right? But Wonder Woman also had help. She had help. She had friends. Remember when she was part of the Super Friends, right?
So true.
So I feel like you just need help, and then sometimes it's just talking things out. Right. My husband is really good at that with me, talking things out. We have a once a month meeting about both our businesses. Where are we going? What happened? What is working? What is not working? So I have that support system like that, but I also have someone who I've hired to push me as well. My husband loves me, so he's not going to like say, "Oh, you better do it this way," right? He's going to always support me, even in my bad decisions. But
oh yeah, he's gonna be like, "Hey, baby, I want these brownie points." And it's like, but that's not that's okay. It's you. So I give you grace. Okay. A quick question, and then we're going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to get to hear from Saskia, our next guest. But let's see, how do you get people to engage in what you're doing when you just have a few followers?
Ooh, that's a really good question. And one of the things that I like to those little bit of followers, if you have 10 people, one person who is responding to your social media, I engage with that person. I make sure to comment. When they comment, I go to their profile. So if they have videos or I leave comments there, I leave them DM messages. So I treat that one person like they are 20,000 people, right? They're part of my fan club. And so it starts with one person. And that one person, when you show love to them, they're going to spread the love that you offer as well. They're going to share your content because they're going to like, oh, Alease always leaves a comment, or Alease is always on my page. So I think when you share the love with them, then they're going to spread the love about what you have to offer as well.
Well, I love that tip because I actually do that myself. I go in and comment on people that commented on the show. And here, Alvin says, wow, that's great. Pop some comments up for me right quick, Mackenzie, right before we take this commercial break. Let's see. And Laura Lee, pop these comments up back there. Okay, cool, Alvin says. Let's see. Any other right quick? Let's pop these comments up. The Balance Doctor. I see Dr. Lotus Richey from the Lotus Richey Ignite show is on. My mom said, good morning, ladies. Good morning. Good morning. We have two fantastic guests here today. Wow, that's great. And Alease, you have dropped significant tips and knowledge. I just want to go back through one more time and try everything because no one knows who you are. That's a comment that you said. Are you interested? Whatever is interesting to you personally, make sure you do those things, and making sure you stay wherever you're comfortable starting. These are all tips that's been shared. So y'all make sure you capture those. Do something you're really good at. How do people stay connected with you?
Oh, you can find me on all the social networks as Alease Michelle on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those platforms. Just go to Alease Michelle, do the search, and you will find my little face.
Now you're going to stay, I know, backstage for a little bit here. And at the end, I'm going to pull you back in. And if you have any closing comment or anything like that, feel free to come in and make it, because I definitely want to get a closing comment from you. But you are amazing.
Well, thank you.
So glad you came on today, trying our new strategy here of having two different guests. And we're going to take a commercial break and come right back. And you're going to get to hear from Saskia Christian, who is having a birthday today as well. We'll be right back. This is awesome, Alease. All right. I'm drinking some water. I need some water. Okay, so I'm excited. Saskia, happy birthday to you, Saskia.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those well wishes. I really appreciate them. This is a special day. I do celebrate my birthday. I take it. I take it as it's very, very dear to me. And it's not something
so glad that you're here with us to celebrate it. Very kind of you to come and be a guest on the Kim Jacobs Show to celebrate your day. And we wish God many more years for you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. So listen, everybody, today we have our second guest. You've already heard from her earlier in the broadcast, but she is born in Guyana, and also Antigua is a part of her. Is that what you said, Antigua?
Yes, I did live there for close to 9 years or so. So I'm a citizen there as well. So yes.
And then here in the United States, but she is in the land of the Black Panthers and lived in Antigua and Trinidad, where she pursued her undergraduate studies in her later, girl, you look good. So she pursued her undergrad studies in the latter, and she lived currently in Arizona with her husband and son. Resiliency is her natural talent, and she's nurtured that along the way due to many adversities that she's personally faced. So she's an international best-selling author and lots of different, specifically a resiliency coach, life coach that's helping other people get past different traumas that they've experienced. So I'm super excited to have you here today on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you for being here.
So am I. So am I. I'm really, really happy to be here, and especially all those strategies that we heard in terms of how people can really break out into something new in their life, even if it's later in their life. I'm very encouraged.
I'm very encouraged that you're here. And I know you are an engineer. And so talk to us just a little bit about your background for a minute so that people get a flavor of what brought you to where you are today.
Yes, excellent. So I both my bachelor's and master's degree in chemical engineering. I did study in the beautiful Trinidad and Tobago before moving on to US waters. So just really navigating 4 different countries, transitioning 4 different countries, really built me into the person who you're seeing here today. Empathy, cultural competence, and just having respect for others, another person, regardless whether you agree with their position or not. That's really who, that's where I operate from in how I do my day-to-day coaching and guiding people towards healing and empowerment. But really, I've spent the last 17 plus years in one company in the high-tech sector, in the semiconductor industry, and I have gotten quite a bit to that part of my life, and challenges, both personally and professionally, is really what propelled me into my purpose, and a beautiful purpose, really, to encourage people. Because I always ask, who are the ones? We're talking about the data, we're talking about the technical aspects, and that's great that I am a technical leader, but who's dealing with the emotional aspects of life? When you do go home or when you go to work, you are a person and you carry that with you, right? If you're not healed, how can you really be a resilient leader? And a resilient leader is really that quality of resilient leadership is what's needed for you to be a high performance leader. So the things that people neglect, I prefer to use wisdom and focus on those things, realize there was a problem, there's an opportunity. And so I built a solution for that around wellness, design my wellness framework tailored to the needs of professionals, executives, and business leaders. We need to take care of ourselves. The best way to do that is to actually have people who've been there in the trenches with you and understand what those needs are for different seasons of life. Yes, you have to get down to the details. I'm a very detail-oriented professional.
Yeah, yes.
And that actually helped.
That's a good thing. From the perspective of you personally experiencing something, what was it that was like a situation that you experienced that you had to overcome yourself to even get to this place to say that this is needed?
Wow, I think it was just really just life in general. Like I said, I've on the forefront, on the family front, I've had, a loss, and that's going to be showcased in I have a new anthology. I've actually done 4 anthologies, part of 4 anthologies in a matter of a year. That's just amazing. I surprised myself. So those things really did hit home, and really, I had no other choice. I mean, just to be a survivor and to be an overcomer. I'm always somebody naturally who fights for the underdog, because I know I've always been underestimated. And I know what underestimated means or feels like. It's not a good feeling.
That's
when you have so much to give. So I operate from there. That's really how, the empathy knob kicks in, because I know there's so much greatness in everyone. We cannot afford to ignore the talent of anyone in this world if we're going to raise our innovation standard, get to that standard of excellence that we actually need to we actually deserve as, humans around the world. So I
love that, because of the fact that you being this informed trauma life coach person, you have to somehow uniquely figure out how to help the people heal on their journey, right? And so how do you go about doing that process with people that are dealing with trauma, coming from corporate, being sometimes considered more not a number type of thing, or this is what you need to do, this is your role, your responsibility, but like you say, the human side of things? How do you customize
Yeah.
that as a trauma life?
Well, trauma coach, you're positioned to really help that person achieve an empowered and healthy and joyful state. Happiness is important. I'm going to say that again. Happiness is important for somebody to operate in their best self. So just understanding that we as humans go through different seasons, and I equate that in the e-courses, the e-course portfolio I built was, breaking it down into spring, summer. What are those challenges that someone can actually someone would encounter in their life? What are the coping mechanisms to interact, combat those challenges? And then what are the advantages that they can take, what they can actually, that can actually benefit them in those harsh seasons to move them into greatness, from succumbing to challenges, thriving and long-lasting thriving and empowered state. That's really what my package is about. And it really came from just being on the journey, and I saw what worked. Again, I looked around and I was like, there's nobody taking care of this. Why is that? Right? When that is the thing, we're talking about work-life balance and all these things, but we're not getting down into the details. The details, the seasons. We have to tackle this by season for everyone to thrive emotionally, mentally, psychologically, right? Have that holistic wellness. We have to get down to the details, because I can tell you at any one point in time, if I come to a coach and you come to the coach, Kim, we're not going to be at the same point in our lives. No. So you cannot treat us the same and say, okay, do X, Y, and Z to get the results, the optimal results that we need, right? That we're looking for. And as a trauma coach, you're looking to really help that professional in the co-creation of their ideal state. You're positioned well because you understand the biology of trauma and trauma response. You understand those emotional regulation techniques, so you can guide them with that education. That's what I sought out after leaving corporate America. You have to have wisdom so that you can really direct a person, because everybody is different, right? They wouldn't necessarily respond in the same way to emotional self-regulation. We're not robots. But we do have AI and things, but we're not robots.
Yeah, none of us are robots. All of us are human beings, and you having the nice merge of talents ranging from the engineer component to this human side of you, and you merging that together takes it to a whole different level. What I'm wondering is, what do you feel the resiliency response is to stress and trauma events? What does that mean to you? Because there are responses that people have when it comes to dealing with stress, and responses that people have that just are triggered by traumatic events. What is that? How do you manage and deal with that when you're coaching people?
Okay, so I think really, again, it has to be tailored, right? Everybody is not coming to you in the same state per se, right? And you have to look at it from a positive, from a positive standpoint. Where does this individual would like to be, right, in their life? What's the transformation they would like to go through in their life, and not textbook it, everything for everybody, right? So just really understanding that is very pivotal in my coaching. And then of course having grace, having that grace, and telling them it's okay to have those emotional, the emotional issues, and to process those emotions. It's quite okay, right? You're not expected to be, like I said, a robot and not to react to things and so forth. But with emotional self-regulation, you're able to get a better handle of that, right, as we go through the coaching, and so that you can have a better control of your life, right, and not be so stressed or succumb to stress, toxic stress, and have burnout situations, materialize.
Okay. Yeah, if you focus on the human side of things, then I think that so many people get the opportunity to understand even within themselves that I am a human being. I don't deserve to be treated like I'm some robot or just another number or just in queue for this is what the next training and things are supposed to be. So I love your theory and your philosophy, and it's very cutting edge because as you said, I haven't heard that philosophy many times over. So I saw a question. Somebody said, I agree 100. Oh, Deron Swan said that I agree 100% with what Saskia is saying. Any other comments that came in? Let's see. Comments. I saw a question that was typed. It was a big paragraph. So I want to make sure I address that too.
Of course.
Let me see. Because people are asking you questions and I want to. Okay, Dr. Lotus Roche says happiness and joy has a frequency and it brings you up to a higher level whereby you can attract the perfect collaborations and the perfect clients. If you're operating on a lower level of frequency, you're going to track your lower level energy. Any comment to that?
Absolutely. Brilliantly said. It all has to do with the coach themselves. Like I said, you cannot coach somebody through something you have not been through yourself. And that's why I was intentional. Tell me about it. That's why I was intentional in going through impact shift process in my life transformation coaching, right? That would actually help with my self-leadership, enhance my personal growth, give me strategies and the skills on how to navigate issues personally and professionally, help with my communication enhancement, motivation, dream inventory taking, all working towards achieving that purpose-driven comeback. And again, as a coach, if you're not guiding someone towards what their ideal state is, which is fully is aligned with their purpose and passion, most times it is, then you're not doing your job. You're really not. And it's not what you want. I always say that. It's what does the coachee, what does the client want? What are their needs? You are there to support that.
That's good. That's good. So you're there to undergird what the client actually needs, not what you think that you're just going to be giving them and pouring into them, just like in a robotic format that you left corporate America for. So this is some good advice.
People want to be treated as not as numbers. They want to be treated as humans. Yep.
Well, how do people stay connected with you? I would like for people to be able to connect with you.
Oh, well, I'm actually on LinkedIn quite a bit. So you can visit my LinkedIn profile there, linkedin.com/Saskia-Christian. And my page, Business Boost Through, I have my company page. And again, it's a multi-platform coaching service that's dedicated to helping professionals overcome their adversities and become the best version of themselves. And how do you do that, Saskia? By combating professional distress in all forms so that you can achieve joyful and purpose-driven comebacks. And that's my specialty. I've lived it.
So you have lived it, and you are a walking example of it, and you're customized coach that teaches it to other people so that they can walk in this level of greatness as well. I wanted to also pop there. I have quite a few pictures that I wanted to pop up and just see if I can get you to talk about a few of them.
Oh, wow. This is just a pivotal moment of my journey. My first magazine cover, Celebrity Boss Media, owned by Dr. Dawn Anderson, amazing PR marketing specialist. And so that's where I showcased the frameworks, my powerful frameworks for helping professionals with their mental wellness. And of course, that actually resulted in a press release that went to close to 300, 400 top premium news outlets. So I am very grateful for that opportunity after our GSFE founder, Dr. Robbie, which is Global Society of Female Entrepreneurs, get to know them. She actually graced the cover the month before for that nonprofit organization and paved the way for others because we do not compete, we complete.
Do not complete each other. And I often say, anytime you have a bushel of flowers, they're not competing, they're just letting each other bloom. So just let the other flowers bloom. Let's see, what is this one?
This one is the Leadership Experience Tour with the amazing founder, Sean Fair. I'll be one of the speakers, I think it's 50 of us, in Troy, Michigan, where I get to talk about my brand message, my platform, which is all about the resilience platform that I built. And it is just an absolute pleasure to do that on a virtual stage. That's that awesome. So I look forward to that and networking and all towards helping with my corporate speaking.
And let's see. So you have quite a bit going on in life. So I want to make sure I pop some of these up. Talk to us about this.
Workshops. Yeah, this is my workshop that I'm having, resilience workshop on unleashing the unbreakable spirit. And my second, that will be the second workshop for the year. On Saturday, let's help professionals with those resilience and ways strategies so that they can overcome in their personal and professional life.
And all of these different places and things that you have going on, they can find them on your website?
Absolutely. They can find them on my website. I'm very much visible on Facebook, on LinkedIn, everywhere. I utilize social media because it's so important to get the message out there that there is help. There is help out there for professionals. We don't have to neglect ourselves anymore to be successful.
Good. Very good. Now, I have a few more pictures back here I want to pop up. Let's see. What is this one?
Again, another pivotal moment in my journey. This was my first book signing event held in Chandler, Arizona, On Purpose, Strategies for Living and Leading. And my chapter was chapter 3, Turning the Tables from Corporate Victim to Undercover Victor. That's a term I created. And since then, it's just been amazing. But it's a wonderful opportunity to pour in techniques one can actually adopt for mindset transformation and to really combat corporate talent marginalization. And again, we were talking about seasonal thriving navigation, one of the 2 e-courses in my portfolio built around mental wellness, empowering the professional down the seasonal level so that they can truly have that joy in their life again, along with the success.
This is excellent. So I saw this one too, and I have to pop this up too.
Yes, and this one is happening. The release is happening in March. There's a lot going to be happening in terms of to build that platform, but I will keep silent until or Other Blair is, allows us to do that, share that. But this is an amazing book because it's my personal resilience story. At home, that's what I'm sharing to the world to empower others. And of course, it's my first summit that held after leaving corporate America. Yes, I held a summit around emotional intelligence for breakthrough. It's very important for resilience. And I had the most amazing lineup. You see Dr. Robbie there and my coach Colleen Biggs, and just phenomenal professionals. Joy Rufin, and of course, You Are Enough. That was an anthology that I wrote a chapter in December. It was released. And again, it just allowed me to go back to my childhood. How did we actually get the Saskia in front of you today? And what is the basics for my self-worth? Self-worth and confidence is very important. That's how I operate. If you're not confident, nobody's going to do it for you. And again, this one was the Empower and Elevate conference that my wonderful coach Colleen Biggs, she held here in Chandler, Arizona. I was one of the panelists. And
beautiful is that Katrina back there? Katrina Sawa?
That's right. She is one of my advisors.
That's so funny because she's actually with she came to speak at our chapter. I'm the managing director with E-Women Network.
Yes, I'm around great company. Yes, I have great company, and I'm indeed blessed because of these amazing women. The network is so important as an entrepreneur, and it was a gift. And I can't tell you, I'm amazed at the amount of things that I was able to do as an entrepreneur coming out of corporate in a space of a year. But it's because of these amazing women who are so selfless.
Right.
And they're able to lead and include others. And that's what we should keep that going, keep that momentum going, and help each
Wow.
other. Yep.
Well, I'm
Grateful.
I'm very grateful that we went through some of those pictures. It just shows how resilient you are and how committed you are to making sure that you use the gifts and the talents that God gave you on the other side of corporate. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to pull this in for a second to let you all know one of our episode sponsors is also Samantha Benson. She deals with final life expenses, and that's definitely something you want to reach out to her about. But she also deals with this particular program for self-employed individuals that may have had employee 1099 contracted individuals during the COVID timeframe. So you want to see if you qualify for this ERC program, Employee Retention Credit Program, specific to those that are self-employed. I didn't even know about this until she became a sponsor. And I was like, this is some great information. So there's a calculator and everything in there, or a way for you to identify if you actually qualify for some of the funds that are available, to see if you're eligible for up to $32,220. You fill this form out with linqqs.com, and I'll put it right in the comments section. And her contact information that I want you to be able to stay connected with her is, let me pull that up. Here you go. It's getinsured.solutions. Getinsured.solutions. She can help you with final life expense insurance that gives you the chance to keep it in some of the funds in your home versus having to pay it all out in burial expenses. And she can help you with that self-employed employee retention credit program. Her phone number is 704-499-3616. And please let her know Kim Jacobs sent you her way. All right. We also had Dr. Joe D. Bear, who was one of our earlier episode sponsors. You can visit drjod.com, drjod.com. She has a big event. If you're anywhere in the Florida area coming up, you definitely want to check out this Healthopedia event. They have, it's 42 authors that make up this almost like new Healthopedia, encyclopedia type of thing. You want to check that out. And the coffee from vproducts.store. vproducts.store, 6 mushroom infused coffee in that particular product. And they also have black coffee products, vproducts.store. All right. I'm going to bring in Alease, and let me bring Alease back in and see if you all have a closing comment. I appreciate you all doing today something new that I was trying out.
Awesome.
Was it good? I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Excellent. Yes, we're both helping people build empowered lives. That's the commonality.
Say it again.
We're both helping people with empowerment.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
be a better version of themselves.
Absolutely.
That's correct.
So if you would, Alease, tell us any closing comments. I know you've been sitting backstage. I'd love to hear any closing thoughts. And
my closing thoughts to anybody is that you can do whatever you want to do, whatever you put your mind to. If it's in your heart, if it's in your mind, if it's in your dreams, then it is something that you're supposed to be doing. And just do it. Do it your way. Do it the slow way. Do it the fast way. Just do it your way because it's the right way.
That's good. That's good. Okay. And Saskia, any comments?
My closing comments would be, living outside of purpose is very expensive. You don't want to dwell there for too long.
Living outside of purpose.
That's based on my experiences, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to help the professional who really wants to need to take that leap now to start living and doing the things.
And anybody and so with you, Alease, I want to make sure how people can just stay connected with you again and make sure that they do get a chance to connect with you, because some great, I believe your coaching services are going to be game changer for people, especially for those that are tuning in. This woman can help us get over fear of dealing with social media, get over fear of
the
the techie stuff getting out there finally? Because especially if you're over the age of 45. So
Yes.
say one more thing about that.
Well, you can find me on all the popular social media platforms as Alease Michelle. So on TikTok, Facebook, wherever you are comfortable at, I'm there. So just go and search Alease Michelle, and you will find my pretty face.
And those that are nervous about, not necessarily everybody's trying to transition out of corporate America. So we're not advocating that everybody go and just leave your corporate job, because these are great jobs out there. So by all means, enjoy your experience and your income. But I wanted to make sure, Saskia, that you have any other thoughts and how people can stay connected with you and why they should stay connected with you.
Yes, they can. They should stay connected with me because I have been there. Right, I understand exactly what are the struggles. Right, I understand the struggles of a leader and a female executive who is struggling with maximizing the influential power. Right, and showing up maybe with authenticity. Right, even mainly a business professional who is struggling with being seen, advancement in the corporate ladder of success. Right, having those strategies is very, very, very key. And so I put a lot of thought into it, and you can actually visit me on boosttrue.com /connect, and you can book a 30 minutes expiration call with me. That's for us to chat, and let me just get to know you and really understand what your needs and how we can best serve with the portfolio that we have designed with you in mind. So
that's awesome, everybody. And I don't know if you sing, Alease, or does anybody sing? Because I'm not the singer.
Oh no, you don't want me to sing.
I was like, I don't know if anybody sings, but it definitely is not Kim, that's for sure. But I do want to make sure that we say happy birthday to you again. Definitely want you to know that we celebrate you. And everybody put some comments in the section that just celebrate Saskia Christian. Today is her birthday, and we are grateful. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. You're so gracious, all of you. It's just a pleasure. This is the best birthday celebration I ever had.
Y'all made my day.
Now my husband has to call that.
He's gonna have to top that for sure, right? He's gonna have to top that. He's gonna be like, wait, what? Do not be saying that on nobody's show. I got you. Now watch what he do for you now. You don't you're gonna be like, what? Y'all listen, anytime we're bringing balance to I'm trying to find one picture that I wanted to pop up in honor of somebody too. But anytime we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time, I want to take time to just say that we don't take it for granted. If we're providing any type of value to your household and you know that your families are benefiting from it, I encourage you to pour into our broadcast, The Kim Jacobs Show. And you can do that through Cash App, $Kim Jacobs Inc. Or you can also go to paypal.me /Kim Jacobs Inc. And support our broadcast. And I'll send a shout out to you and say thank you. I'll say it publicly as well here. And I just want to thank any of you all that do support the program. I do not take it for granted, and it helps our broadcast be able to come on daily at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. I think I found the one picture I was looking for. I was trying my best to figure out this one picture and save it here. So I'm going to pop this up and then close out. It took a minute, though. It took a minute to find this. I was like, Lord have mercy. But you know what? I've enjoyed our time together so much. And you all are a major asset to this world. So thank you for letting God minister through you today. I just don't take it for granted. And now you two are connected. So you never know. Y'all will be doing some speaking engagements and stuff together as well. So
I love it. I'd love to come out there to Arizona.
Of course.
Yeah. So we both come from the Charlotte, North Carolina area.
Global change agents, we need to, connect. Thank you.
Let me know. Let me let you all know too. This evening at 7:00 p.m. we have Life After Divorce and Heartbreak, And so if you are not a part of the Mother Dreamer movement, it's a group of mothers that officially have kind of put their dreams and goals sometimes on the back burner because we've been raising our children. And some are new mothers as well that are still nursing their children. I want you to know that you can join the Mother Dreamer movement. And once you join, you get access to private speakers that we have specifically in our private group. And again, Ernetta Caldwell is speaking today about life after divorce and heartbreak. So go ahead and join the Mother Dreamer movement so we can invite you into our community, and we welcome you to be a part of it. And the final thing is today's episode, which I think I downloaded it. I tried. Let's see. Yeah. Well, anyway, I still couldn't find it. Okay. Today's episode, I wanted to make sure you knew, was in honor of my dad, who is also celebrating his birthday today, and he's celebrating it in heaven. So I wanted to just let you all know that your special day. Yeah, Mackenzie, you're still nursing your daughter, almost 5 months in. Okay. My dad is celebrating his birthday today, but he's celebrating it in heaven. So just wanted to acknowledge that. It's on my Facebook page, so you can go and here's the pictures.
He must have been a very amazing gentleman.
Yes, my dad was he did a lot of street evangelism. So he didn't I would go to his church building and it would be almost like a handful of people. But when you go out on the streets, it was like probably about 300-400 people sitting out on their porch just to be able to hear the word from him. And so I wanted to pop this up. He was married for over 30 years to his wife, my stepmom, Mother Ann. And I wanted to acknowledge that and acknowledge that he and my mom, that's me as a little girl, and that's my dad when he was in his younger years. And this is him in his latter years. Happy birthday. This show is dedicated to you, Dad, on today. Happy birthday in heaven. All right. That's good, everybody. We went over by a few minutes here today, but it was well worth it with these two wonderful guests. Thank you, Saskia.
Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you, Alease.
Yes.
And thank you, virtual studio audience. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Freestyle Friday, and you don't want to miss it. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m.